Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at strivescan.com/Minnesota. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And up first is the Minneapolis College of Art and Design.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Brozvik, and I am Assistant Director of Admissions at MCAD. MCAD has been around since 1886. We are a private nonprofit visual arts college, and I am also an alumni from MCAD, graduated in 2006. MCAD is a small private nonprofit art school. We have about 800 students total, and about 650 of them are in the undergraduate degree. So it is a very close-knit community, and everyone that goes to MCAD is there to study the arts specifically. So you have like that one thing in common with everyone when you're there, even though we have students coming from all over the world in the United States. Now, MCAD being a visual arts college, we have 14 different areas of study. So this includes areas within design, fine arts, entrepreneurial studies and business, as well as media arts, such as animation, product design, and film. We also have advertising, art history, creative writing, engaged in public arts, entrepreneurship, and teaching artists as minors at MCAD. Now, MCAD is a private school, but we are also a nonprofit. So what this means is our tuition is about $43,000 a year, but as a nonprofit, we give out huge discounts. So every student who is admitted to MCAD will receive a merit scholarship, and these range between $13,000 per year to $20,000 per year. And you would get that amount every single year you're at the school. So that already gives you pretty much a kind of half off discount from tuition. And then of course you work through the FAFSA and other forms of financial aid to cover the rest. So to apply to MCAD, we need to see typical things like transcripts, test scores that are optional, letter of recommendation, personal statement. But the most important part for us is our portfolio of artwork, which I will go over very briefly. All this information can be found at mcad.edu or by contacting admissions, and I'll put our info in the chat after I'm done. We require 12 to 20 pieces for your portfolio, including one observational drawing. And this is done from direct observation. So you're not looking at photographs or working from your imagination for this piece. And all the work that I'm showing here was done by current students who were recently admitted to MCAD. We also look at, are you showing an expansiveness of space? Are you working with still lives and showing a variation between objects? Are you working, with some interior spaces and showing like the full area and breadth of the space? And of course, self-portraits, which don't have to necessarily show your face at all, but can if you'd like them to. Think about in your artwork, composition, pushing the composition to the edges of the page, thinking about the positive space and the negative space in between, and make sure that in your portfolio, you're showing original ideas. There's nothing wrong with doing fan art or copying other artists' work for fun, but for the portfolio, we want you to show your most original work. And for your portfolio, you can show it in any medium that you want. So it could be photography, film, graphic design, animation, any variety of those all together. And if you want to go into animation, for instance, you don't have to show animation work. You just need to show us what you are currently working on. So once again, MCAT is a private nonprofit. We've been around since 1886. And I am the Assistant Director of Admissions, Jessica Brozvik, and I'll put some information in the chat for you guys. Thank you very much for listening.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jessica. And our next presentation is from Northland Community and Technical College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mara Nelson, and I am admissions rep from Northland Community and Technical College. And we have a couple different locations. Get my slide. I'll just stop sliding. We are located in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, East Grand Forks, Minnesota, and we also have an aerospace campus in Thief River Falls, and we do distance online. Here we go. Some great things about Northland are we have over 80 programs, technical programs, and we have small classroom sizes. Our ratio is 17:1 faculty to staff ratio with, and we have a total of about 4,600 students enrolled in online and on-campus classes. Something really cool about Northland is that we were rated top 10 in the nation for best education at the lowest price. I know cost is always a big thing when students are considering college. So that is really awesome about Northland. When applying, we offer open enrollment, which means you can enroll anytime. It can be a couple months before school starts, or it can also be the day of classes. I wouldn't suggest that, but you can do it. There is no test required to be admitted into Northland. Currently, we are using high school GPAs, and we do not have an application fee, so it is free to apply. Some of our programs, we have aerospace, agriculture, automotive and transportation, building trades, business management and marketing, education, health and human services, information technology, law and public safety, and manufacturing. So for our tuition each year, it's about $5,000 for the whole year. We do offer a ton of scholarships. Northland is known for their scholarships, and about each semester, there is $150,000 that goes out to students each fall and spring semester. So that's pretty awesome. It is easy to apply. You would just fill out the application, and then once you submit it, it filters out and it goes to all the different ones. We do offer housing in the Thief River Falls location. It is right behind campus, and it is apartment style housing. In East Grand Forks, we do not offer housing, but there are many of nice apartments that are located close by. Athletics, that's been a little crazy with COVID right now, but we do offer quite a few athletics. We have volleyball, we have clay target shooting, wrestling, men and women's basketball. So it's a D3 college, so you can apply, and even if you like something and you're not sure, I know we have baseball and softball too, that you can just try out for the team, and many of times students get going on those and really like it. We have a campus visit where you can visit 24/7 online for a virtual tour, or else you can make an appointment and visit with us in person. We are taking those. I believe we're doing one student at a time, so you have to call ahead, but that's awesome. And yeah, my name is Mara Nelson with Northland. If you have any questions, I can also put that in the Q&A. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to visit with you and talk more about your goals. If it's online, on campus, I would love to meet you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation is from South Dakota School of Mines.
Alrighty. Well, hello, everybody. My name's Lizzie, and I am an admissions counselor here at South Dakota Mines. We also have Ashley in the chat, so if you have any questions, go ahead and type them there. She's going to be throwing up a lot of information, so save those links and check them out later. All right, let's hop into this. All right, well, we are located in Rapid City, South Dakota, so you'll probably know like Mount Rushmore, it's about 45 minutes from here, but we're on the western half of the state. So unlike the other side, we have a little bit more to do outside, pretty much anything you can imagine. So camping, hiking, cliff jumping, fly fishing, ATVing, off-roading, we have it all to offer and are basically just the less expensive version of Colorado. So we really love it here. Like I said, we have about 75,000 people in town. So we have major stores, lots to do. We have a great downtown area for you to go to and enjoy. We do have about 2,500 students on campus. So that's anything freshmen through grad students. So your freshman class is going to be about 500 students. So you're going to know people in all of your classes. And the average class size that you'll have is about 25 people. 24. The biggest class you might have is like 80 people in a big lecture hall your freshman year, but after that, it's going to get really small in your class size. We do have a 15-to-1 faculty to student or student to faculty ratio. So you are definitely going to be known in your classes by your professors. They're going to know your name, they're going to know about you, and they're going to connect you to great opportunities as you walk through school here. We were established in 1885 and have developed ABET approval. And so for many of our programs, we are approved by that organization. And that just basically means that employers know that you're ready to come to the workforce when you're done with your degree here. So our job is to get you prepared for the workforce. And that is a great way to do it and not something that every university has. All right, like I said, we are a STEM college, so science, technology, math, and engineering. Over here on the left side, we do have all of our engineering programs, and on the right, the science, technology, and math. But what I want to point out here is the bottom of the screen, undecided. So you may not know what you want to do yet, but that's okay. All of our students here are going to take somewhat of a similar freshman year of courses. So if you decide you don't know what you want to do, that's okay. We'll get you plugged into some classes, and then you'll have a exploratory course where you can learn more about the different fields. And then also, if you decide to change your mind, you're going to be okay for at least through that first year because you have the same core classes as everybody. A lot of you do have PSEO credits, or you'll be earning those in the next couple of years, and we gladly accept all of the ones that you have. So definitely work with your admissions counselor. You can reach out to me, and I'll help you figure out which classes that you can transfer in. All right, so cost of attendance, it's great. Most of you are from Minnesota, and you're going to be treated just like an in-state student here. So the first thing there is tuition and fees, so your classes and what they cost, and then your books and supplies. This number does look a little higher than some other schools because it includes a tablet PC program. So you're going to get a tablet PC when you come to campus, and it's yours to keep. So it's a lease-to-own program. We will buy all the software you can ever imagine that you'll need for class. So if you need a CAD program or a ChemFlow, we're going to buy it for you. We have the licenses, and then it's yours to use. You're also covered by our IT. So unless you throw your laptop out the window, it's probably going to be covered. And then last on there is your room and board, and that's just based on our standard double room. So you can take a virtual tour online, and we are happy to send you that link if you would like it. All right, so speaking of costs, we do offer a lot of scholarships for our students. So starting when students have about a 24 or an essay on their ACT or an SAT of 1160 or higher, you're going to start earning scholarships. We know that school is an investment, but we are the #1 return on investment STEM university for the last 3 years running. So even though it is an investment, you're going to see the return upon that investment very quickly upon graduation. All right, the next thing we'll kind of talk about here is internships, co-ops, and research. 80% of our students do take part in this each year before they graduate. So internships are over the summer, and co-ops are a summer plus a semester. So we bring in almost 200 different employers for you to meet with and connect with. Freshmen through grad students can take part in this. And it'll happen 2 times a year. So the Career Center beforehand will help set up resume workshops. cover letters. They'll do interviews with you so that you're really ready, geared up and able to go to those different things and be successful. Like I said, we are the #1 return on investment STEM school in the nation for the last 3 years running. And our average starting salary for our graduates is over $66,000. So like I said, you're gonna input, but you're also gonna get out of school. Exactly what you put in and way more. We have connections all over the world. So wherever you wanna be working, we probably have somebody there with a foot in the door already who we can connect you with. Our alumni are extremely involved with our different students here. We do have a 96% placement rate within your field of study as well for the first year out of school. So 96% of our students are graduating and have a job within their field. The last kind of thing I'll mention here is just campus support services. We do offer free tutoring, free counseling, ADA, and different interest groups for students. And we have 100 different things, different organizations you can be part of on campus. So there is an interactive web page and we'll help you connect to it anytime. And the last thing here is just my information. If you want to take a picture of it real quick, you can. My phone number to call or text are both there, and we would love to visit and chat with you.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation is from the University of Kansas.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully I'm going to be talking to some future Jayhawks tonight. My name is Laura Nelson and I am with the University of Kansas. I am a graduate from the University of Kansas as well. So it's truly a pleasure for me to get to speak about my personal experience and really help you guys get to find your niche at KU. Feel free to take a picture of this page. It does have my contact information on there as well. Just kind of a general overview about KU. We are a Division I public institution, but really have that mid-sized level in terms of the number of students that we have. So we're sitting at about 19,000 undergraduate students. This was something that I really enjoyed at KU because we have enough students where there's always something going on. You're not going to be bored. There's just so much opportunity to really branch out and meet people from all over the world. But it is small enough to where you are going to make friends really easily, see people you know on campus, not be overwhelmed and kind of swallowed up in a large student body. You'll see some other numbers on here that might interest you. Over 40% of our students do come from outside the state of Kansas. All 50 states and over 100 countries are represented on our campus as well. So if you're looking to, get out a little bit and meet some new folks, this is definitely a great fit for you. 3 things I just want to touch on tonight that set KU apart are being a part of the AAU Lawrence, which is where we're located, and then the Jayhawk identity. So I will quickly go through these. AAU stands for the Association of American Universities. We are one of 36 public institutions that are part of this group, and KU is one of the founding members. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know a lot about the AAU when I went to KU. The best way to really describe it is if you imagine all of the money, all of the funding that institutions get for research and faculty and buildings and all the things, schools that are part of the AAU are going to get 60% of that funding. So that means that we have a lot of amazing faculty. We really encourage students to get involved in research right away their freshman year. We do also offer over 400 fields of study. Likely there is going to be something that's going to be a good fit for you. Architecture, engineering, business, journalism are just a few that come to top of my mind. The next thing that really makes us stand out is where we're located, which is Lawrence, Kansas. From the Twin Cities area, it's 7 hours, pretty much straight south. So it is drivable, which is nice. We're named one of the top 10 college towns every year. It's a wonderful, welcoming, diverse place, rich with tradition. I highly encourage you guys to visit and experience it for yourself. There's lots to do. Like I said earlier, you won't be bored here. Kansas is just not all cornfields, I can assure you. There's tons of places to check out live music, local restaurants, shopping. And again, people just like to be outside, hike, bike. There's really something for everyone. And then the Jayhawk identity. There is only one school in the US where you can be a Jayhawk. And you're gonna really create your own community when you get to KU, and there's so many ways to do that. One of the first things that you guys are going to do is meet some of your first friends in your dorm and your living environment, whatever that ends up being. We have really unique living environments called scholarship halls, and those are going to be smaller environments, about 50 students per building, and that's a really cool opportunity to check out. We also have sororities and fraternities on our campus, so again, definitely an option, something I was involved in personally, and I really enjoyed that. Alumni, very, very proud. Since we're located in the middle of the US, we have alumni come from everywhere, or students come from everywhere, and then alumni go everywhere. So whether you end up staying in Kansas, going back to Minnesota, or going, to LA or Asia or Europe or wherever it is, I guarantee you there's going to be a Jayhawk there to help you out. And then just clubs and organizations. You'll see on the screen, we have over 600. My best advice is to just join something. It doesn't even have to be something that you've done before or something you currently excel in, but that is just really the best way to get involved at KU. And then I'll wrap things up by just throwing up some important dates and deadlines to keep in mind. Our application does open July 1st. We do have just our regular KU application, and we are on the Common App as well. We are test optional as of this year. So feel free to, not submit a test score if that's something that you don't wish to submit. Big thing to know is that December 1 is our scholarship deadline. So please get your application in before that date. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw those in the Q&A, and I'm happy to help you out. And Rack Jack.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And just a reminder to our audience, you can put your questions in the Q&A for all of our presenters. And next up is Webster University.
Hi, everybody. Andrew Lowy here, Associate Director of Admissions at Webster University. Webster is a smaller private university located in Webster Groves, Missouri, which is a residential suburb of St. Louis. 2,400 full-time students. So what that means is smaller class sizes. In fact, our classes are generally capped at 25 students. We don't have any large lecture hall classes. Couldn't really have a lecture hall class if we wanted to, because they don't exist. Really, we don't have those facilities on campus for large lecture halls. A hallmark of what we do is we do have you get into your major right away. So we don't do any of, this where you just take general classes for 2 years until you finally get to really do what you want to do. You are in your program right away. Even if you're undecided, we'll have you take some classes that you think you may or may not be interested in to decide for sure. Over 100 different majors and pretty amazing study abroad programs, which we'll talk about as well. Here's the admissions information. We're on rolling admissions, which just means we process the applications as they come in. We recommend a deadline of January 1st, although we will take applications after that. In fact, if you're a senior on this webinar, we are accepting applications really up through the middle of the summer. So we are test optional. You can see the minimum GPA there is typically around a 2.75. For those who do take the ACT or SAT, that just kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking for there and what those types of students that come in to Webster. If you are majoring in art, dance, music, or theater, there is a secondary process in the form of an audition or a portfolio review that you have to complete to get into those programs. So I want to talk a little bit about the programs and majors that we offer here. First, this is in our College of Arts and Sciences. Some might refer to this as the liberal arts or the humanities. This is where your science classes are. This is where English and creative writing lives. Exercise science, the foreign languages, history. We have a really unique program in international human rights, philosophy, political science. All the pre-professional programs, pre-med, pre-law, pre-dentistry are all in the College of Arts and Sciences. Then we have our fine and performing arts at Webster, art, dance, music, and theater. These are very comprehensive programs for Webster. We have a very strong fine arts and communications department. And this is everything we do in theater. In fact, we offer actual degrees in costume design and construction and scene design and wig and makeup, as well as all these programs in music, songwriting, piano performance, and then a full complement of art classes. dance classes. So again, the fine and performing arts are very comprehensive at Webster, and creative students do really well in the environment here. Well, along with that creativity, we have our School of Communications, which has everything from animation to film, TV, and video production, to video game design, script writing, photography, sound recording, and engineering, which is what you see here, as well as traditional majors such as journalism and advertising. But again, the key here is you do get into the major right away. Like as a film major, you'll check out a digital camera as a freshman, go shoot some coverage, edit it, and bring it back to class. So that happens right away, first semester, freshman year. That's a big part of who we are and what we do. This is the Walker School of Business. This is where all of our business majors are, including business administration, economics, and all the computer science with cybersecurity, management information systems. We also have a very unique major in sports and entertainment management. If anybody is looking to go into that field, that's in the Walker School of Business and Technology. And then last but certainly not least, this is our School of Education for those who want to go into the teaching field, K through 12 certification, and then specialized certification in individual areas like art education, music education, and these listed down here as well too, if you want to get into that. I did mention study abroad. Study abroad at Webster is a pretty big deal. You can see all the campuses that we actually offer programs at, including our own campuses that are individual Webster campuses plus partner locations. We want you to study abroad so bad that we're going to pay for your plane ticket to go overseas. Okay, so we pay for your plane ticket to study abroad. You can study abroad as early as your freshman year, but the best part is, especially when you go to these international campuses, you don't have to worry about transferring a foreign grading scale. Your scholarships and financial aid travel with you. You pay in dollars. So again, we make it a very seamless process, and studying abroad at Webster is a pretty important element of what the student experience is. This is our campus housing. So that really is our dorms there for freshmen. That's not just a stock photo we dropped in there. That really is our dorms. You can see the layout here. There is nowhere on campus, we don't have any housing whatsoever that has group bathrooms. All of our arrangements here are semi-private bathroom situations. So the most you would share a bathroom with is 3 other people. So you can see what the layout looks like there. If you are 35 miles or farther from campus, you do have to live at Webster for the first 2 years is our policy with that. And then we do offer free laundry. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. This is our tuition and fees for this year. You're looking at about $40,000. Unless you're a theater major, it's a little bit more. We do not charge out-of-state tuition. Whether you're from Minnesota, Florida, Texas, anywhere in between, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same amount. You can see these academic scholarships that we offer. They range from $13,000 to $19,000. As a smaller private school, we do have quite a bit of financial aid and scholarships available. So we do definitely want you to check that out. Here you can see some examples of what our graduates are doing on Broadway. We have graduates that are working at Disney, in Hollywood there. And then we also have professional musicians, people in the film and TV industry as well too. Lastly, this is kind of who we are. It's about fit when choosing your school. And this is the kinds of students that come to Webster. So I like to put that in there just to kind of give you an idea of the kind of student that comes to Webster, because that's really important to make sure you're around people that you can relate to. So that's who we are. And then that's the contact information and next steps. So thanks, and be in touch if you have any questions.
Great, thank you so much for that presentation. And our final presenter for this session is from Winona State University.
All right, thank you, Matt. I think everybody can see my screen now. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure to drop my contact information in the chat. Or maybe I'll focus on that when I'm done. I seem to have lost that one. But my name is Justin Hegel. I'm our Assistant Director of Admissions here at Winona State University. We are a 4-year public university in the Min State system, located in southeastern Minnesota. And I'll kind of advance us to our location slide where we can show you what this scenic Mississippi River Valley looks like that we call home. You see our campus there right in the center of town. We're just 6-7 blocks south of the downtown area with a lot of different local sandwich shops, coffee shops, movie theater, Levy Park infrastructure for outdoor concerts and music festivals. really good culture of the arts in town. And then there's really a lot you can do if you're outdoorsy or want to try some of that stuff out. For one, 4 blocks to our south, we have 2 lakes with about 5.3 miles of a paved rollerblading, biking, and jogging path going around those. There's a City of Winona Lake Lodge that you can get a $22 a year membership at to check out ice skates and snowshoes in the winter months, or things like standing paddleboards, kayaks, canoes, liberty boats, even tandem bikes in the warmer months. So that's really cool. And then we've also got a lot of hiking trails, mountain biking trails. You see students rock climbing there, and we even have an ice climbing park right here in town. So much to do just within walking distance, let alone kind of a easy bike ride. And we affectionately refer to ourselves as Medium, being about 7,200 students. So there's always new people to meet, but we're small enough that the community and the campus feels comfortable, and you'll be seeing friends in between all your walks to classes very easily. With about 80 different undergraduate programs to choose from, there's a lot of variety between our College of Business, our College of Education, our College of Liberal Arts options, and then our College of Nursing and Health Sciences, as well as our College of Science and Engineering. So some really popular majors would be nursing, business administration, psychology, elementary education. We were ranked number 9 in the nation and number 1 in the state of Minnesota by teacher.org. Also, biology is really big with us. A lot of excellent research opportunities for a school of our size. And we are the only nationally accredited undergraduate composite materials engineering program anywhere in the country, if you want to work with things like carbon fiber and carbon steel. 14 different NCAA Division II athletics programs, also excellent club sports and intramurals, to go along with about 180 different student clubs and organizations for you to consider. We've got some regional and national recognition we're showing off here, but I always make it a point to mention that not only are we number 1 when we're talking about student success rates in the min-state system that we belong to, we're talking about graduation rates there. That's for our entire student body, as well as for students of color within the system. And we're also number 1 when it comes to retention rates in the min-state system amongst our peers. We'll show you some numbers here to give you an idea of just how much access you have to your professors. You're actually assigned a faculty advisor to work with you each semester in selecting your classes for the future semester. A minimum of 10 hours of office hours provided every single week. Many professors do more than that. And not that I'd want to promise it, but don't be surprised if a professor has your class over for dinner, at some point once we're done with all this COVID stuff. That's not unheard of here. Now, to apply to Winona State, it's a pretty simple 10 to 15-minute online application. We are a rolling admission process throughout the year from mid-August until as late as mid-July. We are looking for a $20 application fee or waiver, as well as your official high school transcripts. And it is not required to have taken the ACT or SAT to apply or to be admitted. As you see here, we do have automatic admission criteria. Still apply even if you don't meet one of these 2 pieces of criteria, because we do review every application. But if you find out that you haven't been admitted right away, we've got an appeal process so we can review things more holistically beyond just the numbers. We also want to give you a look at what our estimated annual costs are here prior to any financial aid or scholarships or anything. We know college is a big investment that you're considering making in yourself and in your future. So we work really hard to keep that affordable. So always reach out to us if you got any questions. But in 2 slides, I will be talking about a technology program that we require here at Winona State in some more detail. But before I do, I want to give you this look at our merit-based academic scholarships. We did take out the ACT or SAT requirements for these, so they are GPA only. We're proud to have done that now, excuse me, for the foreseeable future here. But this is not even getting into all the athletics, art, music, theater, Office of Equity and Inclusive Excellence scholarships, or the $1.8 million worth of foundation scholarships that we give out each year. Real quick, for technology, we piloted this in 1997 and have over 2 decades in experience of having all of our professors and our students on the same platforms. So you pick out either a brand new MacBook Pro when you start with us, or whatever our latest PC option is, And then when 2 years have gone by, after you've already kept it over the summer and used it for personal use too, you'll turn in the first laptop and be issued one of our newer models for the last 2 years. We do all the software and tech support to keep you up and running at all times. And you can buy out the last MacBook Pro or the last PC that you had for $25 when you graduate. And in my final seconds, I just want to show the outstanding outcomes that our students have when it comes to getting hired directly into those fields that they're pursuing. All right, and thank you for listening. I'll put my information in the chat here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thanks to all our presenters. We now have some time for Q&A. So I'll ask all of our presenters to come back on camera. And here is a question that you all can answer, starting in the order that you presented. So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
I would definitely suggest that students follow, what they want to go into and what they want to pursue, and do as much research as possible. And if you can get a chance, find out what clubs are on that campus and ask to speak with professors or advisors within that area, and just go for what you want to go for.
I would suggest touring the campus. That's a huge thing about college. And sometimes you might think like, hey, I want to go to this college, and end up touring the campus and you're like, this isn't the right feel. I know with our 2 campuses, they're very different feels. So I would just say tour the campus and see how you feel after.
Yeah, I would echo, just go ahead and visit campus. We do have on campus and virtual right now options for you to come and visit and meet with professors, meet with us. But I think also it's really important to find where you'll be involved on campus. So find a few groups that you click with, and definitely get involved early on.
Definitely second the campus visit, or third the campus visit. But then I would just also recommend talking to your peers, students who, who are a year or two older, who are at a variety of schools, and just ask them, hey, like, do you like it? Do you feel like it's a good fit? What are your favorite things? I just feel like talking to someone close in age who's actually currently at the university is a really good way to figure out if it's a good fit for you as well.
I'm going to pick up on what my colleagues have said, but maybe take it a step further regarding the campus visit. When you set up your campus visit, if you're interested in doing something specific, make sure you request that. If you want to talk to someone in the sculpture program, you need to let us know that. If you want to talk to someone in the film program, if you're really, really interested in learning about study abroad, make sure you request that ahead of time. If all you ask for is a campus visit, that's probably what you'll get. But if you ask for, hey, I'd like to talk to somebody in this area or this coach, most colleges, if you give them enough notice, can usually arrange something like that. So make sure if there is anything specific that you want to do during your campus visit, that you request that when you set it up.
Yeah, I really like what's already been shared. I think what I would like to add to this is to try to enjoy the process a little bit. We know it's a big decision. But don't feel the pressures of what others might be doing. Know that you're in the driver's seat. And so a big part of that is ask questions when you have them. Hopefully you've found us all to be pretty friendly this evening. And we're just here to be ready to help. And so the more you let us know how we can assist you, the better we can do that.
All right. Thank you for those answers. Our next question is, give an interesting or fun fact about your school.
So MCAD has been around since 1886, so for over 130 years. And I mean, there's so many interesting things, and I'm first, so I'm like, what do I pick? Interesting fun fact, we let students make up any clubs that they'd like to, and it can be related to the arts or not. So we have something called the Recess Games League, where they play recess games out on the lawn. And it's a very close-knit community because we just have not as many students. And I'm going to stop. Thank you.
A fun fact about Northland Community and Technical Colleges, I think a really big thing is about our scholarships. Since we have so few students in awarding $150,000, that's just a huge deal to me. And I know with cost being a huge decision when you go to college, scholarships is just like so awesome when schools have them available.
All right, I have 2 fun facts for you about South Dakota Mines. South Dakota Mines was here even before the state of South Dakota. It was just called the Dakota School of Mines then. So we've been around for quite a while. And then my second one is that our first graduating class had 1 guy and then 2 ladies in the STEM field. So pretty cool that we're leading the way for women in STEM.
For KU, a fun fact is about our chant. So our chant is Rock Chalk Jayhawk. And President Roosevelt actually once said that it is the greatest college chant ever devised. Allen Fieldhouse, where we play basketball, is also a pretty big deal on our campus and is considered to be the greatest home court advantage for college basketball.
So sort of a fun fact, I guess it's more about the St. Louis area than necessarily about Webster, but given who the audience is that we're talking with here, St. Louis actually does have a ski resort, okay? Probably not what you're used to there in Minnesota. You might think we're a little too far south for that, but there is a ski resort in the St. Louis area. Yes, we have to make our own snow occasionally, but that does exist in the St. Louis area. And in addition, there's an ice skating rink about a mile away. So so there's lots of opportunity for winter activities, possibly more than you would think, but they do exist.
All right, and a fun fact for Winona State University is we were founded in 1858, which makes us the first state-sponsored teachers college west of the Mississippi River back at that time, if you can imagine.
Excellent. Thank you so much for those answers. So that does take us to just about our time for this session. Just have a few closing thoughts for everybody. Thank you for joining us. And when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate your feedback. This is one of many sessions being hosted, so please do sign up for additional sessions this evening. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions at strivescan.com/Minnesota. And one last thank you to all of our presenters for their time and information this evening. So thank you all so much and enjoy the rest of your evenings.